A brawl broke out on a cruise over a threesome. A worker was accidentally paid 300 times his salary, and he's disappeared. And cinemas are banning fans in suits from the Minions movie. These are the weird stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian inside a closet. That's right, I'm Jonesy. Thanks for being with me. I got 3 weird news segments for you. Let's kick it off. A 60-person brawl broke out on a cruise ship over a threesome. The Carnival Cruise was just off New York Harbor, wrapping up an 8-day Caribbean cruise. This was when a melee ensued. A brawl broke out after 2 people started fighting on the dance floor of the Carnival Cruise. An eyewitness shared video of this brawl. She claims the fight started over an alleged cheater who took part in a threesome with some other passengers on the Caribbean cruise. I'd imagine there's lots of threesomes going on these Carnival Cruises. Foursomes, couples getting together, orgies. I'd imagine. I mean, these people are taking cruises, man. They're very bored. The orgies are ensuing. And, you know, the occasional brawl. So we have in our story someone named Teresa. She's a travel agent, and she was also a passenger on the cruise ship. She witnessed this brawl, shot video of it. She says it began at about 2 a.m. on the ship's 5th floor where the dance club's located. The fight lasted for about an hour and spilled down to the 1st floor where security personnel was outnumbered by the estimated 60 people involved in this large fight. I watched the video. It's a lot of people throwing punches on a dance floor. It's chaotic, to say the least. Now, Teresa James, the travel agent / passenger, wanted to take a moment to thank the Carnival security for working to end this madness. She described the culprits as, quote, ignorant fools acting stupid. It was on the last day of the cruise vacation. The police are investigating those involved in the melee. It got so bad that the Coast Guard had to be called to help escort the ship onto shore. Officers with the NYPD waited as the ship docked, and it's unclear, it says here, if anyone was arrested or if the New York authorities are unable to take any action due to the brawl taking place over international waters. Yeah, if the fight's happening in international waters, what can you do about it? Same thing with the threesome. I mean, if the threesome's happening in international waters, can you really get mad at that point? It's not cheating, honey. We were in international waters. A worker was accidentally paid 300 times his salary, and so he took the money and ran. Let me ask you a question, guys. What would you do if you checked your bank account and you found that you had mistakenly been paid 300 times your normal salary? What would you do? Well, one employee who discovered he had been paid nearly $150,000 for a month's work instead of the usual $450, he decided to take the money and run. The unnamed staff member at Consorcio Industrial de Alimentos in Chile did initially raise the eye-watering overpayment for May with his manager, who then flagged it to Human Resources. He agreed at that time to return the cash to the employer and promised to go to the bank the very next day. But instead of giving it back, the man withdrew the money out of his bank and hasn't been seen since. My question is, why did you bring it to your employer's attention in the first damn place if you're the type of person that's just going to steal it? It seems very strange. Just say nothing, dude. Take out the money, put it in bags, get in your kayak, and go to Easter Island. Just live out your years. Okay, it says here, the employer Consorcio tried to make some contact with the man over the last week or so, but to no avail. They later received contact from the unnamed man's lawyers, who informed Consorcio that the man had resigned from his position with the company. Okay. After no sign of contact, the bosses at the company decided to file a complaint with the law officials, charging the man with what's called misappropriation of funds. I don't know how this is misappropriation. You gave them the funds, guys. At the end of the day, you misappropriated the funds by giving them to the wrong source. You gave way too much. This money was supposed to go to maybe other employees. Who knows? Healthcare. You misappropriated it. Now, should the man have given it back? Yeah, that's the right thing to do. But I don't know. Times are tough right now, man. Have you been grocery shopping? I spent $100 on grocery. I got 6 things. It's like, please, someone misappropriate funds into my checking account. I'd like that. By the way, if you guys would like to misappropriate some funds to me, it's funnyjones@gmail.com. That's my PayPal. Please misappropriate all of the funds. Now, just to give you an idea of how much $150,000 is, the average take-home pay in Chile is $750 a month. Now, no arrests have been made so far. Yeah, because they haven't found the man. He's in the jungle, is my guess. Now, my question to my listeners is, if your employer accidentally paid you 300 times your salary, what would you do? Would you give the money back? It's the right thing to do if you're trying to get into heaven, but at this point, I don't know if any of us are getting into heaven. I guess it depends on whether you want to play the long game or the short game. You know, if you want to keep your job because over time you'll make this anyways, then give the money back. But if you, like me, think the Earth's going to be going up in flames in the next 2 years because of the state of affairs, if you've been paying attention, I don't know if you guys have seen the levels of Lake Mead right now, but I'm not too confident we're going to get beyond 2026 at this point. So in that case, take your money and go on a cruise. Have some threesomes. Mainstream news got you stressed. Maybe you live in Florida. Well, life can be overwhelming, and stressful symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless and tired all the time. Maybe you're just burned out, my friend. In those times, it's important to talk to a professional who can help determine what's causing stress in your life. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and live chat-only therapy sessions. It's more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Weird AF News listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/weirdaf. That's better, H-E-L-P, help.com/weirdaf. And good luck with your mental health. Good luck with your life, man. Yay! Cinemas are banning teenagers in suits from the Minions movie. UK cinemas have banned groups of young people wearing suits during screenings of Minions: The Rise of Gru. The decision came after some young moviegoers were criticized for their rowdy behavior after a viral trend erupted on the social media app TikTok. Okay, so we have a TikTok trend. Surprise! It's rowdy and unacceptable. The trend involves large groups of teenage boys who call themselves the Gentle Minions. Ooh, sounds like a gang. The Gentle Minions film themselves going to watch the latest installment in the Despicable Me franchise dressed in suits. Well, this isn't all that uncommon. I've seen people wear costumes to, movie premieres before, specifically Star Wars. You'll see people dress up as Vader and all those characters. It says here, it's not clear where the trend originated, but the Gentle Minions videos show suited groups attending the screenings and copying the main character, supervillain Felonious Gru. Felonious Gru has a signature hand gesture. And so they're doing the hand gesture of this supervillain during the movie. How is this disrupting the movie? Are they jumping up and doing it in front of the screen so no one can see? Okay, the videos have racked up millions of views on the TikTok app. Groups can be seen celebrating, quote, "The 5-year wait is over." Some took bananas to snack on during the screenings, referencing the favorite food of Gru's yellow helpers, the Minions. Okay, so the Minions like bananas. Sneaking bananas into the theater, not so bad, in my opinion. Some of the viral videos show those taking part cheering and clapping loudly and being disruptive during the screenings, leading to some UK cinemas to enforce dress code restrictions. What's wrong with any of this? I mean, they're clapping during a film. They're eating bananas. They're dressing up as a character. They're doing a hand signal. This doesn't sound like major disruption to me, considering what's going on in the world right now. Just we're lucky one of the persons dressed as this supervillain doesn't show up with a submachine gun at this point. Like, come on, man. All right, I had to jump into a second article just to get some more info. Now, it says the cinemas have had to give a large number of refunds because of the stunningly bad behavior of these gangs dressing up as the character. Some of the incidents include vandalism, throwing objects at the screens, and abusing staff at the theater. Okay, you can't do any of those. We have a cinema manager named Daniel Phillips Smith who said, well, it's been absolutely heartbreaking. We've had families who won't even go back into the screening when we've tried to sort it out. Families leaving before the film has even started. And, of course, the children have been in tears. So many children in tears. Well, our cinema has suffered a massive financial impact from all the refunds of the customers whose viewing of the film has been disturbed, interrupted, throwing things at the screens even. I don't mind those hand gestures, but when you're giving the finger to the staff, I don't approve. Well, I know how you solve this problem, all right? You have two separate theaters screening the movie. And if the movie's super popular, you might have more than one screening at the same time. Anyways, you have one for the rowdy TikTok challenge, and then you have one for the kids who just want to, and the families who just want to, like a kind of a mellow experience. Now, everybody can have a good time. You still can't abuse the staff. But maybe in that other theater, you could throw things and do your hand gestures and jump around and scream and holler. I think now everybody wins if we do it like this. I mean, that's just me trying to solve the world's problems, as I should be. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Minions movie franchise, which I am, I've never seen a single one of these movies. It began with 2010's Despicable Me, which follows reformed supervillain Gru and his army of small yellow henchmen who quickly became the subject of endless online memes. The latest film tells Gru's origin story as an 11-year-old struggling to break into the supervillain business. Not exactly my cup of tea, but then again, neither was Top Gun or any of these superhero movies. I mean, I like weird stuff, man. This mainstream crap, it's not for me. You'll find me rewatching Taxi Driver. That's where you'll find me. Or The Shining. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man.
On a boat. I'm having threesomes on a boat. I'm on a boat.
Were you guys on a boat over the weekend? It was 4th of July weekend. I'll bet some of you were on a boat. I was in a kiddie pool at one point. Not trying to brag, but yeah, occasionally I find myself in a kiddie pool drunk off my ass. I had a great 4th of July. I hope that y'all did. I hope it was safe. Yeah, 4th of July is a holiday that I look very much forward to. Here in Los Angeles, I have a very special place that I go, downtown LA, where there's so many fireworks being lit off. And my friends that live there, usually they sink some money into getting a cachet of fireworks. Those of you following my Instagram can see that it was like a whole cart full of these things. And I got to light off some pretty cool rockets and stuff. It's a good time. They have a rocket called Wicked Pissa. It's like a Boston theme firework, and my friends usually get one for me each 4th of July, and they let me light off the Wicked Pissa. So I lit off the Wicked Pissa this year. That means it was a successful 4th of July in my book. Yes, I didn't get too drunk. Kept it pretty, I kept it pretty tame because, today's a work day after all. So had a great time though. Ate some amazing food. Hope you guys did as well. I want to thank everybody who reached out to me over the weekend to wish me happy 4th and to send me articles. Appreciate that. You can always send me stuff to funnyjones@gmail.com. If you'd like to call the show, 646-450-2012. If you would like to send me some cashola and support my fireworks fund for next year, you can make a donation at my PayPal, which is funnyjones@gmail.com. Or you can join the Patreon, patreon.com/weirdafnews. Or go to weirdafnews.com and join the Patreon that way. It's a great way to support the show. I'm going to put some stuff in the Patreon right now, as a matter of fact. So those of you who are patrons, you'll get some extra content today. Yeah, there's extra content in there. Anyways, I appreciate you spending some time with me, and we'll host you. Well, how about we host you tomorrow as well? What are you doing tomorrow? Okay, cool. Then I'll have you on tomorrow.